That's why I've always said, with any of this stuff, always lie. Anything that you can get away with, that you can tell them and get them to get, always do it. Do it every time. ABC. So what you have to do when they do that is you have to do the same thing. Like, so basically, like we would get calls a lot from people trying to get money, especially from my mom. And we would have a lot of different strategies of how we would deal with them. But every strategy had one common variable, which was we would never pay them. And so like sometimes we would call, and they would call, and I would tell them that my name was Count Chocula. Other times I would tell them I'll be right back, I'm gonna get you my credit card, and then I would just leave the phone on. And then other times I would tell them that if they call back tomorrow on another phone, that I would give them the money, and then I never would. And I would basically just string them along and harass them as much as I possibly could. Because a lot of the third-party debt collection companies, this is what I learned, is that a lot of them, when a company sells your debt, they also sell a certain level of liability that you no longer have. So like there are certain tools that like a company can exercise over you if they're the prime holder of the debt versus if the debt was sold to a secondary company. So like as soon as we would get a call from like, you know, like fucking, you know, Davis Credit, we would know that we're good. We're good. Wow, we got away with we got him, bro. It's like that's like a free $480, right? And you have to get different cards, and then you pay off the cards with other cards. Because like, so this is what my mom would do. So she'd have like 5 credit cards, right? And so she would pay off one credit card with another credit card, and that way she can just keep them on the hook. And like, I mean, as I said, like she was racking up. I mean, I'm telling you guys, like I had a brand new computer. She didn't have a job. I had a brand new motherfucking computer, man. Terrible way to live? No, I disagree. Because at the end of the day, this is the way I do it, is that credit's a fucking play. If you can do it, people will do it. Now, it's a bad thing to do, and you shouldn't do it in a good society. But from my viewpoint, is if somebody else isn't playing by a moral guideline, why should I? Why should I? And so if I can get away with it, and I know that I can't go to jail for it, then I'll do it. It's a social contract, exactly. And so I'm not saying that you should, didn't they go after you? No, just don't answer the phone. Because like at a certain point, every single phone call that they make to you is a line item on a balance sheet, right? Because that's like an itemized 15-minute block that's accounted for. So that has to be defined and made up for with money. So what you do is you figure out a way, and it's also traceable, exactly, yeah. And so you never, you always drag it out. Your line of thinking is why society is mostly corrupted. This is the way I look at it, is that, fuck them. Fuck them. Like if I can get the money from them, and I can get them to give me money, and then I don't have to give them the money back, well then I just got money. And so if I want money, then the best way for me to do that would be to get the money from somebody else without having to do anything, and then they can't get the money back, then I have the money. Right? That's like that, because like I look at it as like, how can I get the money? That's the goal. The goal isn't earning the money, it's getting the money. And so how can I get their money and put it in my pocket without going to jail? Isn't that stealing? It's not. And that's the legal, that's the funny thing, is that it's not stealing. That, you sure it works like that? I'm not sure it works like that. I am $100,000+ sure that it works like that. Absolutely. Yes. It's just unethical? Oh, it is. It absolutely is unethical. 100%. Yeah, even Trump did that to the bank. Yeah, you agreed to the contract for services, right? Oh, yeah. But the thing is that it's not worth it for them to go after you because it costs them too much money and time. So like, and that's why you take out a bunch of smaller loans and you pay them off with each other, right? And so that way it's never financially beneficial for them to make the money back, because they'll never pursue a long-term lawsuit if they're not going to recoup that money. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's like, we did this for like over 10 years. 10 years. They'll knock at your door. Just don't answer the door. Every time they knock at your door, they spend money. Because this company, like the debt companies, have to make money. Like, they have rent that's due. So if at a certain point, there is like a probability actuarial chart that they use, that they have like 5 different matrices that they have programmed against each other, so they can look and go after the people that are the highest probability to pay back the debt. So all you have to do is make sure that you make it to where they think that they will never get the money out of you. I saw this Sam Hype video. Yeah. But Asmond's right, but only poor people with nothing can get away with it. Exactly, yeah. Because there are other laws, and so, okay, there's a lot more to it. But, yes, toxic? I don't view it as being toxic because, well, basically, I don't really like them. And so, like, if I could get their money and then it be my money, then that's a good thing for me, right? It's like if I was a lion, that's what I would do. If I was a buffalo, I would do this. So every animal does this, but somehow when I do it, it's wrong. No. Never try to make them feel sorry for you. They don't care. They'll never care. The way for you to do it is to kick the can down the road and tell them like that you'll pay back in like a certain period of time. Because at a certain point, they will just run out of time. Lions didn't agree to a TOS. Yeah, but what's a terms of service and a contract doesn't mean anything. A contract is just a sheet of fucking paper. So unless they can enforce the contract, it doesn't matter. A contract is only as valuable as your enforcement is. Contracts aren't real. The enforcement is what's real. You become the predator. You prey on them. Think about what they want and then use that against them. See, because if you're in this situation, you're either the predator or the prey. You're either fucking them or they're fucking you. And which one do you want to be? That's it. It's like I was saying, right? Like, a lion isn't evil because it kills a gazelle. And a gazelle isn't evil because it runs away and it makes the lion starve to death. It's just nature, right? And so, like, if they're not wrong, it's just that at the end of the day, like, either you're going to come out ahead or they will, and it's better that you do than them. I mean, you should never live your life according to the way that you think the world should be. And I think that you can, if you can afford it, right? Like, I view morals as a luxury. I think that if you want to be moral and you want to do things the right way, that's fine. But, like, a lot of people can't afford that. And so, like, what I'm saying is that if you can't afford that, there's a lot of ways that you can take advantage of this. And, like, what they're saying is actually true, because a lot of times companies write off debt in their taxes. They write it off as, like, a loss. It's like, look, I mean, how the fuck do you think people like Donald Trump get away with not paying taxes? It's carryover laws. This isn't the exact same thing, but there's a million rules like this. But don't ever forget which one is number one and the other one is number two. Making money is always more important than helping the customer. That's it. That's the service they provide, exactly, right? Isn't insurance just your own money? Not really. And CEO got this. So, like, here's the thing, is that you always have to, there are ways that you can get around rules. Now, Luigi's probably not going to get around the rule. He'd probably going to jail. And, like, you really can't shoot somebody. Like, he could have done it in a lot of ways that would have been a better way than what he did it. He could have, let's be honest. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's gonna get him, right? Luigi's Mansion stabbing? No, no. Because if you stab, it's hard to stab somebody like that. Send a message. I don't agree with that, because if you want to send a message, there's a lot, like, you know what? Let's not talk about that. Let's move on. Because, like, so, and this is the way, this is the metagame, right? Is that you look at it from this person's perspective. So in order to make a person stop doing something, you have to figure out why they're doing it. So if the person is calling you in order to get money out of you because they get money when you give them money, then what you have to do is you have to waste as much as their time as possible. Because then this person is going to itemize their time, and they're going to say, this person wasted 35 minutes of my time. I'm not going to call them 3 times a week because that's an hour and a half and I'm getting $0 for it. So that's how you keep them on the hook as long as possible, and that's how you make them stop calling you, is you waste their time. You have to waste their time. That's the technique. That's why ignoring is the best way. No, the best way is to answer the call a few times and then be intermittent, because that will get them to feel like they're wasting their time the most. AI will nerf that strat. Yeah, but you can also AI block the numbers, right? There's all kinds of technical stuff that you do that. This is kind of how those anti-scammer guys work. Yeah, you have to waste their time, because that's when they realize they're losing money. This person's such a pussy. You can't sign up to be a lion, then cry that you have to kill gazelles. That's your job. What are you doing this for? Go work at a homeless shelter. Go work at an animal shelter. Like, go do that. Yeah, quit being a pussy. So basically, this is what I look at. If something is in a person's best interest, I assume they're doing it. And, like, I'm more skeptical. So, like, for example, a person is going to tell you that they're dying because that way it's going to make the person stop calling. Because, like, if I say, oh, well, I'm about to die, and then they're like, oh, well, shit, okay, I guess I'm not going to be able to get this money, right? No obligation to tell them the truth. Yeah, exactly. And so that's what it is. They ruin their own lives with debt? No, they do. And CEOs are okay with killing you? These aren't CEOs. Just average people are okay with killing you. Well, everybody always likes to get into this fucking high horse about, oh, it's CEOs, they're the bad ones. Nah, bro. You have these individual executioners that are going and trying to fucking make these dying women with cancer, theoretically, give away their last pennies instead of paying for chemotherapy. This isn't a CEO. This isn't some fucking executive in a mansion. This is some person who's trying to get by. That's it. It's all allegedly. So this whole idea of, like, this, like, moral, the people at the top are bad and the people that are in the middle are not. No, everybody's bad all the way through. They're all bad. And you don't need to be a CEO to be exploitative. You don't need to, it's just business, exactly. And so people are gonna do what benefits them. Pretty much, if you have debt collectors paying you, or sorry, calling you from like a third-party debt collection company, you have to understand that you almost won. Like, you are taking your victory lap at this point, based off of what state you're in. I can only say about Texas is that you can there are so many advantages that you have at that point, and you change your number, well, you just block their number. The thing is that what you have to do is you have to break their spirit before they break yours. And that's what I was saying before about it being the lion and the gazelle. And so that's it. Please sign up with those rules and they like it and they have no problem doing it. At a certain point, when a person swings the axe, they're the person that's committing the evil as well. I don't believe in this idea that, oh, I was just following orders. Evil is evil whether you're doing it and you're told to do it or whether you're doing it on your own. If you act in your own self-interest and you hurt somebody else, it's immoral. What I'm saying is that if you want to be immoral, go ahead and do it. That's fine. But I don't want to hear about how, like, it's somehow, a good thing. You're weird, bro. I'm not. I feel like I'm the only one who's not weird. I think they do, actually. I think that the only time that people don't think like this is when they don't have to. I think morality is a luxury that many people cannot afford. And I think that's the reason, like, a lot of these people who are these debt collectors, do you think that they're rich? Fuck no, they're not rich. They're probably just as fucked up as the people they're calling. But it's basically, you have them killing each other, right? Is that people are weak as fuck, exactly. And so that's really the way it works. Yeah, never take out money from an individual person. You always scam companies, never scam people. Because companies won't kill you, but people will. Like, I've seen, the only time I've ever seen a gun get pulled on somebody is when somebody, it was not, you know, fucking Davis Credit or MasterCard doing it. I'll just tell you that. Oh, it's Boeing. Okay, all right. That's not a perfect example. But that cost is negligible. The cost is negligible. And in a lot of cases, they end up getting help or something like that, and they're able to survive. And then the people that aren't, I mean, like, if you want that to be you can do that. But at the end of the day, that's not the way that I would live. That's not what I would do. Not true? Sure. What happened to Boeing? They make great airplanes. That's what happened with them. Yeah, they make great airplanes that never crash. Nothing bad ever happens with those airplanes, I'll tell you that.